Hi everyone and welcome to Unfiltered Undergrads. I'm Nasra Alana.
And I'm Sarah Safia.
And today we have our esteemed guest, Trisyia!
Whoa.
We're so excited!
We're so excited. We didn't know that Trisyia was going to accept
Our invitation!
It's a long shot.
No, man. I mean, I like what you guys are doing. I told you guys, right? I think it's refreshing, especially for Malaysians, because we don't have much representatives in terms of like academic content, right? So I definitely resonate with what you guys are doing, and Unfiltered Undergrad sounds really cool. Unfiltered, like authenticity.
Yes. Would you like to start off by introducing yourself?
Okay. Hello, everybody.
You can look at
That way? That way? This way?
Yeah.
So, like, I should prefer looking at you guys.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, hi. You know me. I'm Trisyia. Yeah. So I'm currently a second-year medical student based in India. I'm entering my third year soon. In a few weeks, because I'm going back in a few weeks. And yeah, I graduated from STF, Sekolah Dato' Fatimah. Before that, I was in an all-day like co-ed school, Sekolah Miriam Baki. SMK. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I was based there. Yeah, in KL. But before that, also I was in Kombi Bukit Nanas. Yeah, I like to move schools. Burn nomad.
Oh,
No,
it's
my-
also a girls' school, right?
Yes. So it's actually a weird transition for me because I was in an all-girl, then I had to go to a co-ed. But yeah, that's in brief what my life is academically. Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned just now like the transition, it was a bit hard. So like, do you find like your mindset before entering a boarding school was like different when you were in day school?
Definitely. I mean, co-ed school and day school, it's very different because when you're in boarding school, you're institutionalized. So from, I guess, in an all-day school, sekolah harian, I had like a individualistic kind of perspective. And then going into boarding school, it was more like collectivist. It's really hard for me to adapt. That was one. And also because I was already in co-ed school, I was used to having this girl and guy interaction. Then I had to be in an all-girl surrounding again. That was difficult as well.
Oh, would you say that an all-girl environment was a bit more toxic, or because I heard rumors that it was toxic? I'm not sure though, because I was in a co-ed school like my whole life.
Oh, yeah, MRSM, right?
Yeah, MRSM.
Okay. I feel like it depends on the person. Okay, I don't, and how you define toxic. I think for me, it was, I guess it was just a bit shallow because I wouldn't want to say toxic though, because, I feel like in an all-girl environment, you should be able to flourish more and you can be in your feminine energy, a bit more safer and all that. But having to remember that STF is a very competitive school, right? And it's like institutionalized, it's collectivist, because all these teachers, they kind of embed this idea onto you on how to live your life, what you should do. So in that sense, it becomes toxic. I'm not saying that being in an all-girl boarding school is necessarily like toxic. Not like that. It's just how the institution builds and create this mindset for these students that I felt was a bit shallow and restricted. Yeah, so maybe it's kind of a bit toxic, a little bit.
Would you say that day school was better?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like in all three.
Yeah. I actually didn't want to go to SDF, but because after PT3 I scored 10 A's, then my mom was like, let's just put you in boarding school, because the initial plan was to bring me to boarding school after UPESA, but I got 4 A's 1 B, and my mom wanted to put me in TKC, only TKC, but I didn't get to go to TKC because of 4 A's. I got other schools though, but my mom didn't want that. So that's why we tried again after PT3, but only that time not TKC. It was STF, because during that time, I think it was 2017, STF ranked first for PT3. Like they had the highest achieving in terms of straight A's students. So that's why I was in STF, but day school is superior.
How has your mindset changed when you came from boarding school to day school to boarding school? Like, how did it change when you
came there?
I think it was more like me tying my worth and basically my life around academic achievements and validation. I just felt like in STF especially, because it's a highly competitive school and everyone was just striving for excellence, I just felt like I had to give my all to the world of academia, which was definitely not it. Before I was a bit more chill though. Like when I got 10 A's for PTT, I was like, oh, I didn't expect that. Yeah, I was like chill. And I think one of the reasons why I got 10 A's was because I started enjoying studying. Like I just liked it. It was cool. I didn't study hardcore as I did in at boarding school when I transferred. But yeah, I think that was about it.
How would you say your mindset is now towards academics compared to when you were in STF?
I think I'm a bit more chill now. In simple words, I have balance. I'm in therapy. Reason why I'm in therapy also is not only am I working on my past traumas, but also just to help me reshape my understanding on what academics is to me. And I feel like for students, it's kind of equivalent to you going into the work life. So right now, your full-time job is studying. So if you're not training yourself to see the bigger picture on what studying means to you, and you're kind of tying your life around studying, you're going to be that person one day who basically works 9 to 5, even on the weekends. I mean, if that's a life that you want to live, then go ahead. But I just think for me, at least, it's kind of depressing, and I've fallen into that rabbit hole already, and I don't want to go to that ever again. So that's why I'm in therapy, trying to like reframe my understanding, seeing what I want in this academic world, and also for my personal life.
Talking about that part, that how you change now, like being more chill, but then because you actually posted the video about like, do you mind talking about that?
Let's go.
Yeah. So you posted about the video like how to get 9A plus and like
Yeah.
about all those things. Then people started following you, like you gained the bulk of your audience from those type of videos. So like, what is your like thoughts on this? Like, yeah.
I never feel pressured though. It was shocking also because I also did not expect to get 9A plus. I mean, I think my family member would disagree, saying that they didn't like I didn't expect myself to get it. No, because seriously, that wasn't my goal. I thought I was like getting 4 A's would be enough. Yeah, but I kind of just did it. I kind of enjoyed the process so much that I forgot about what the end goal is, which I'm 9A plus. And then I posted that video with the intention to help others actually, because when I got 10 A's for PT3 as well, I actually posted that video. And that's how it started growing actually. That's when, like, it wasn't massive lah, because it was just PT3. But people already then started seeing me as like, oh, this girl is a high achiever, da da da. Because when I went to STF, then people were also really intimidated by me because I was doing content as a hobby. And then I was a new girl. Yeah. And then macam high achiever, yada. So people thought I was like trying to compete with them or something like that. Yeah. So that's in terms of me personal life, but in terms of the outside world, I'd say people definitely see me as a high achiever and they expect me to post content related to academic, but in truth is that's not the niche I want to focus on, although I know that is my niche. But I just feel like studying is just so personal to me. As I've said, I enjoy studying. The thing that ruined my relationship with studying is these expectations that I got, and being in STF also with teachers pressuring me because the institution wants to maintain, that image, and it's okay. But it just at that time and even now, that kind of didn't stick with me because that's not the value that I wanna cherish and live by. So
But it did, sorry, but it did stick for a while. Like when you got out of.
it did until now actually. Until now, people are, either DMing me, asking me how I did it. It's nice though, seeing some people DMing me saying, oh, thank you, your video helped. Yeah, that means a lot to me. But it becomes a bit, I guess, unpleasant when people look at you and be like, okay, so you're super smart. And, I feel like there's a barrier, basically. Because people get intimidated easily and think that I'm hard to approach. and that I'm very sombong.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's okay. Doesn't matter.
Oh, did you feel that that kind of expectation kind of restricted you to like post the kind of content that you want? Like, because they expected you to post like academic related videos
Yeah.
always.
Definitely, because when I feel like when you post content, for me, this is in my perspective, I feel like if you want to post content, it should be something that you find enjoying, means easy to do. Because if you post content and you have to put a lot of work in it, it just becomes not really satisfying, I'd say. So studying for me was supposed to be enjoyable. Then suddenly I have to post study tips video all the time, or record my study week vlog, or study with me for 4 hours. It kind of became a task, and then in short, basically, I became burned out, and yeah, and definitely affected my mental health. Even when I went to college, the teachers knew about my YouTube, so they knew about what I did. Um, yeah, I never did it to flex though. I swear. I mean, it is a flex though, but I never did it to flex. I really just did it because I feel like anyone can do it if they want that 9A plus. I mean, it's achievable, it's attainable if you want to. You just have to put in the work. Just being tied to that all the time, yeah, I became restricted, and there's always a barrier when I meet people.
Are you like trying to change that barrier like right now, or like
Yeah, I
yeah?
think I am, definitely. I'm a bit more selective, and basically intentional content creation, because at the time back then I was a teenager when I started creating content, right? I remember when I posted my 10As, how I got for 10As for PT3, I got a lot of comments, people saying that I was showing off.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Why would they say that?
Yeah, because I made it look easy.
Oh.
Because I was from day school, stuff like that. Yeah, and then I started asking myself, like, is this the right thing to do? Am I showing off? Like, what is it? But right now, I'm a bit more selective. I don't post study contents unless I know it would help. Macam 9A plus for SPM, I think SPM, it applies to everyone. But how I study, my study routine, you can read books about it. That's my logic. So I'm like, yeah, maybe not.
I think people can like start seeing that you're like trying to change the barrier and like how people perceive you. Like you can even see it like through your Telegram channel, like Train Talks. I feel that it's like a way for them to like get to know you better, and like not just like from the academic perspective, but like how you view life and like how you're trying to change your mindset and your way of thinking.
Yeah,
So
thank
I
you for
think
saying that.
it's
Yes,
super cool.
that's true. Yes, my Telegram, definitely a platform. I wouldn't say I'm sharing all my personal life on Telegram, but I created that to curate this content solely to focus on mental health, and it's a lot related to academic, because a lot of why I struggle with mental health is because of the academic achievements and excellence, just striving for that basically. No longer on my YouTube channel though, because it never was a study YouTuber kind of vibe. It never was. Even on my Instagram, it never was. But because it's accessible, I think that's why people are expecting me to post on that content.
Yeah, because when I see your YouTube and Instagram, it's like not even all of it is like
Yeah.
about academics. It's like one or two, but then it's still like people still think like that.
Yeah, it's true. And also I think because there aren't many representatives, as I've said, right? Like in Malaysia, we don't have a lot of those who got straight A's and make videos about it. I mean, we have TikToks, like TikTok, but TikTok is super quick, right? So I think in that way, people they feel like they can't establish a sense of connection. And I think that's the whole point of YouTube. It's long so that the viewer and the content creator can feel connected in some way. So that's why all these people, they will end up being drawn to me, to see me as like this, I guess, role model, because YouTube is a bit more authentic than TikTok, I feel like.
Honestly, like when you talked about burnout just now, I felt like I could totally resonate with like burnout, especially because we both currently came from like an MRSM that's like not so tough. That's not like SDF. It's not like SDF because like it's not competitive. So like it's like a pretty chill environment. And then when we came to KY, I felt like so pressured to just spend my time studying. Whereas when I was in MSM, I spent so much time like, like studying. But at the same time, I do other things as well. But like just because of the pressure to like really ace your academics, you just start to like be so stressed out. It's like, yeah.
Kind of like dissociate from your mental health and
Yeah.
like your bond with people also.
Yeah, and it's just like at this point, it's like I just feel like I really want to get the A's. Whereas back then, I felt like it's okay. I'll do my best, and it's fine to not. But then at this point, it's like I have to,
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just feels so bad for me. It feels bad, but I don't know like how, because I feel like it's one of the reasons why we feel this way is because we became scholars.
Oh, yes.
But then like how do you change, like what do you think of the paradox of like um studying hard and also playing hard, but also like studying and just sacrifice everything, or like what do you think about it?
I think I have to highlight the point on you feeling that you have to. Before this, you just feel like you want to. For me, the realization hit about want and having is the environment that I was being put in. I realized that in hindsight, back in SAB, Amnir Baki, my daily school, for context, in case you forgot. Yeah. In case you forgot, that scared me. But in day school, you go in, then you go out. Then you're in your own little bubble. But in boarding school, you go in, you go out, you're still there. So the thing that I wanted to highlight is environment. When you're being put in an environment that is competitive, not mentioning that KY is basically most of the people that are scholars, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So you're kind of just naturally and automatically supposed to, I must get it. Instead of like, I kind of want to do it because I want to do it. If no.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. But
That's me.
no. But now it's hard. And it's hard because, as I said, the highlight there is because of the environment that you're being put in. And I couldn't also escape the environment and having to change the mindset in STF at that time, being like, oh, okay, dapat, tak dapat, was so difficult. But it was so difficult that I made the decision to just be on my own. So if you can ask anyone actually. Actually, you can't ask anyone because I have no friends from STF. I keep no contact with people from STF, even in college as well. I basically had no friends in terms of being in school. Outside of school, I have friends. It's just in the school, I have no friends. Because my reason to this was that I didn't want to be influenced by their ideology, because I know that their ideology is the same with what the higher ups, for example, your scholars, right, what they tell you to do. But I think scholars are a bit more lenient though. I think the institution is a bit more, I don't know, a bit more strict about what you need to get. Yeah, so all these other people, they're just being put in the environment, controlled by the higher ups of the institution. They kind of ingrain this idea onto you, which I'm okay, you should do this, you should do that. So if I be friends with all these people, then how am I supposed to establish my own understanding and what I want? So since boarding school, then college, even now actually, I have very little, almost zero friends. Yeah, in the school environment, school,
So
uni.
when you like want to chill or whatever, you just
I always go out.
go out with
My other friends.
your friends in the school
From
or
day
like
school?
from
No. Day school, yeah, because I definitely established like genuine connection with them, because I don't know, I guess we all never had the idea macam we have to get 90 plus, yada. So more chill, Yeah, so I'm friends with them, and they're decent people as well. Not everyone lah. I mean, there's only a few that I'm connected with. And other than that, I bring myself out of places. So I go to the gym. That's where I meet new people. I go to events. I meet new people. There's social media these days. Yeah, I feel like you don't really have to be close with your school friends, because otherwise, if you're close with your school friends, if you think about it, you go out of school, you meet your school friends. Like, where is the boundary? Do you know? When you're in school, later they'll treat you like your homie. And that's kind of like my logic, basically. I don't know. It's just me establishing boundaries just to protect my energy.
I think that's such a brave route that you took. Like when you entered boarding school, you were like 15, right? At
Oh,
that
yeah.
time, 15, 16. And like, you were so young, but like, how did you decide to like do this so that you could like keep sane in a way? Because like, you were essentially diverting from the route that everyone else took. And then you kind of like was left alone. Like, how did you maintain like your mindset during that time? It would be so hard though, because you're like surrounded by those same people like every day.
You saying that I feel sad for my younger self.
Oh no! But you are the person you are
Yeah.
today because of it.
Poor thing. I feel like masa dekat like from day school and then 15 going to 16, honestly it was like a fish out of water moment. I didn't really think much. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go in. But I did watch a lot of boarding school movies. You know Wild Child?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, I'd say the media portrayal was a bit superficial lah. And a bit lavish, honestly. Lol. Like, girl, she's spoiled and she's like, meow, meow, meow. So I had to be like that, you know. But one thing that was true from Wild Child is that people don't like new girls.
No.
Right? They just don't like, and I get it. You know, I used to be like, why lah? But then I had, finally lah, because like I'm here now. I look back and I'm like, it's true. It's just like nobody likes new things. Even I don't like change. So it makes sense why they acted that way, and I don't know, I'm not mad about it. And because of this new girl persona, it's natural to only, not just to me, but to the people also. Having to be around a new girl is difficult, and I have to be the new girl around these new people. It was also difficult. I mean, I'd say I was kind of like a coward because I chose to pull myself away from the crowd. I did that because I like that the decision to be alone. I made that decision because I wanted to avoid less drama. And I had to remind myself why I was in STF in the first place. So if I put myself and try to force myself, trying to be like, okay, do you like me? Do you not like me? It's gonna be difficult. And I'm gonna go astray from why I was there in the first place. All I told myself when I was going into STF was like, I'm gonna finish what I started. So, I had plans like where I wanted to go for college, scholarship applications and all that. So if I busy myself around whether or not I'm going to be accepted, it's going to be difficult. So that's why I chose the route of trying to be alone. It was definitely difficult, but I learned a lot. I definitely learned a lot. It was really sad though. It was really sad, but I occupied myself with other things also lah, not just academics. Like I didn't think I'll be good at speaking. But I took public speaking and I was able to give a speech to Tun. Yeah, so that was cool.
I saw that video.
Thank you. Okay, it was cool. But it's cringe though. Don't watch it. Nobody watch it. It's so bad. So bad. But my confidence was whoa. As high as Mount Everest. Yeah, but yeah, I just didn't think I would do it, but I did it. So I think that kind of helped me distract from feeling lonely because I was around my passion all the time, not around people.
Also, while you were in boarding school, you actually you said that you studied a lot, right? But then you didn't give up any passions for studying at that time while you were in STF.
I did. You did. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I feel I love exercising, by the way. And the STF, okay, I feel like there's STF people watching. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but from my experience, you can't use the gym though.
You can't use the gym.
Why not gym? But I don't remember. Tapi macam, I think I tried asking once. Don't hate on me. I could be wrong, but I tried asking. Tapi macam tak boleh pakai.
Oh.
So what I would do is I would just study. Yeah, jog. I didn't like jogging though.
You like the treadmill?
No, I don't like it. I actually don't like running.
Same.
But I kind of established this, not love lah, but a hobby to just run during the evening when in reality I wanted to work out. Other things that I had to give up was dancing because I was in STF. Don't hate on me, but in my opinion, it was conservative. And also, may I add, I wasn't wearing the hijab at the time.
Oh.
Okay, so I was definitely hated alongside being the new girl.
Really?
Yeah, and a content creator and all this. So everyone's like, oh, who is this wannabe? I mean, honestly, I would think that way juga. You know, like macam, who is this wannabe though? Content creator, she's free hair, like individualistic mindset. You know, it's different. It's not bad, and I don't think they're bad for being conservative. I just think that there were a lot of difference. Yeah, there was a lot of difference. Tapi dancing and then my lifestyle. Macam I remember Instagram, I used to post macam I would wear short sleeve. Not singlet tau, short sleeve. Then I stopped wearing short sleeve. Yeah, and I started wearing long sleeve. Yeah, so in terms of lifestyle, dancing and working out, those were a lot of things I had to give up. And I definitely regret it because getting out of STF, I felt lost. I think I was depressed. I definitely think I was depressed. I mean, wasn't clinically diagnosed, but based on the Google, yeah, Mr. Google's always right. Kidding.
So after STF, you entered College Mara Nerang, was it?
College Mara. Yeah, I did. That was also very conservative.
Bro.
Kidding. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that it's hard for me because I grew up. I mean, not liberal, but I just grew up in a very open space. You know, there weren't many restrictions.
You were allowed to be yourself.
Exactly. But my definition of being myself, it's not the same with them. So that's when it becomes hard. Yeah. So College Mara was also a bit difficult for me.
Or no?
No, I think because I'm studying abroad, the people are still the same. So when you carry the same people to a different environment, the environment would still be the same.
It's the same people from College Mara.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'd say 95% of them are from College Mara. So with, same, different environment, same people, is going to be the same environment. But what's allowing me to feel a bit more liberated is being abroad, right? Imagine if I was placed somewhere in Malaysia with all these people, I think I would still feel restricted. Because I'm abroad, I get to meet Indians, and Indians, they have a lot of culture, they have a lot of castes, they have a lot of languages. I think 70 plus, 90 plus, I don't remember. Yeah, and all these because they have different languages, so they have different culture. So in some way, when I meet all these people, I just feel like, see, differences, accept it. Macam tu. So if I feel a bit overwhelmed in my hostel or just after a long day of school, being in uni, I'll go out. And I'll just see some Indian eating like roti or something. It's nice. It's like the little things.
Can't wait to study abroad.
Amin. Can't forget the girl there. Okay.
So I just hope we get to study abroad, honestly. Yeah. Because like, you know, our seniors, like a lot of them, like not a few of them, didn't get to study abroad.
Really? Under our scholarship. They didn't meet the requirement of our scholarship body. Like we have to get like 3 A's in order for us to continue being sponsored overseas. Okay. So like some of them got like 2A, 1B, and the contract was terminated.
Really? Damn.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why we're like right now like kind of overwhelmed in a way because
I get what you mean. So in that sense, I think in your context, I was there too, because fall flat, right? Yeah, fall flat. I was in your shoes as well. I was like that also, because you wanted in my context. I wanted to go to that uni, so I had to get a certain thing.
Medicine, right?
Yeah.
You have to get like 4 flat to continue.
Actually, bukan 4 flat though. Actually, something like that. I don't remember. Tapi definitely wasn't 4 flat. But in my head, because I had that, I carried that STM mindset. So I was like, I have to get 4 flat. Bro, it killed me though. My life was flat. But it was flat. But I think I resonate with you in a sense where in some way, you can't help but you have to focus on studying. Yeah. You can't help but to be competitive. Yeah. And I get it. But I also believe that even if you try so hard, there's also a chance that you might not get it. Yeah. So might as well focus on balancing, because if you get it, you still haven't lose yourself. If you tak dapat, you still have yourself.
Do you think that back then at that time when you worked really hard, right, with that SDF mindset, you think what would happen if you like didn't get the 3.8? Let's say it was 3.8. What would you think you would react? You know?
Definitely, 100%. Like I just feel stupid, and also, may I add, my viewers. It was so sad actually. Like I think I have to be really honest with you. Me getting 4 flat for every semester, the intention was actually because I wanted to show my subscribers that they could do it too, and because I wanted to make a video about it. But what I forgot to highlight that was that I sacrificed a lot of myself in order to get my 4 flat all the time. I mean, it's attainable, but there's the behind the scenes that I forgot to add. Not forgot, but I think at that time I wasn't self-aware.
Yeah.
To give that reminder to everyone, macam, oh, sebenarnya I didn't have a life. Macam tu. But I think it goes back to you, Kurt. I think you gotta ask yourself, like, is this worth sacrificing? Yeah, I don't think it's like a general thing.
It's like what does that person want in their life?
Yeah,
If that person like really wants to be that super successful in uni,
Now, why do you want to study abroad? Why do you think it's like super cool to study abroad? Why don't you think that studying local is just as great as studying abroad? That's I think that's what everyone should be asking themselves.
What do they want?
Yeah.
What is the reason why we're chasing this? Like,
Why?
What's the purpose?
Is it because of a scholar? Okay, fine, you didn't get it. What's wrong with plan B, with studying local? And why can't my plan A be studying local? As a scholar. So that I can get more experiences? I don't think so. I think that's such a narrow mindset though. Because if you want to learn, you can learn through different experiences. You could be in Malaysia and still learn a lot. You could be abroad and still not learn a lot, because why? You're always around that same environment. You're around the same people. How are you gonna learn? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's when I started realizing that there's something wrong with how I'm thinking that needs to be changed. Why are we tying success around studying abroad? Don't you think that's such a parent punya mentality?
Yeah.
And do we want to carry this mentality to our children? I mean, there's nothing bad or good about it. It's just more about just being intentional with your decisions instead of just following.
Yeah. I feel like it's true though when you say about being intentional. It's like being intentional is what makes you sane. When it's not intentional, you feel so, I don't know, it just feels so restricted.
Yeah,
Like, you
so
feel
restricted.
self-restricted. Yeah. I feel like that's what I lost.
Really?
Yeah. Like the intentionality in doing things.
And it's going to be difficult for you also because you're working, you're basically studying for the A levels, right? Now, so I feel like if I were to be in your position, I have this like brain fog. I'm like, and I'll just go in survival mode and just continue doing, like, striving, because I can't be bothered to be like, okay, which one, like, and ask rhetorical questions and deep questions and listen to Joji and be like, okay, what's up? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's like, that's why it's so important that every once in a while you sit down and you reassess your intentions, and also be mindful with who you're spending your time with, because otherwise it automatically, like, macam nanti you akan automatically macam, okay, I want that too, but is that really what you want? Because you're always around the same people. Yeah. So it's okay. It will work out. I promise you. And you will fly. I believe it. You gotta believe it. I can't believe it. You gotta believe it. If I believe it, you don't believe it, it ain't gonna work.
I believe it.
You gotta believe it.
I believe it.
Yeah, you gotta pray. God.
So when you take like these few moments to like reassess your intentions, do you do it by like journaling or like talking to someone? Because I want to know like how different people like take the time to like reassess their purpose in life. So like, because it varies from people to people, right? So I just want to know like how you do it.
Okay. It used to be talking to people. Then I started realizing that there's no point in talking to people. There's this thing called emotional dumping. Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
It can be edited to like Zoom.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, it's not nice. Not everybody wants to hear your problem. You should ask about it first. And even if you talk to everyone, it's like you're telling everyone your business. Your power lies in your privacy. So don't go around telling people everything. You don't know who loves you and trusts you and wants the best for you. Yeah, so, when something bad happened, then I realized, damn, talking doesn't help. I mean, it helps, but before going to talking, journaling. Yeah, journaling. Because even I did praying though, actually. Macam solat, then nothing happened. Because I actually wasn't doing other work. Okay, other work is like journaling. If you don't know what to journal, you should look for shadow work. There's a lot of like deep questions about yourself. It gets you thinking though. So shadow work for journal. Start listening to podcasts as well, just to open up fresh new perspectives.
Unfiltered Undergrads. Listen to our podcast.
Yeah. And then lastly was just reading books. Not fictional books, non-fictional, not self-help. It's more about psychology. So I started picking up books about the subconscious. I think there's this book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Yeah, and there's the other one that I think is really good, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Yeah, so that helps you change your mindset, because I think we talked about how I changed my mindset. If you really want to change your mindset, not only is the environment important, but also you tackling your subconscious. Because if you keep repeating affirmations and you keep telling yourself, okay, I am going to do this, I'm going to do that, doesn't really help, because until you really tap into subconscious. I know I sound like woo-woo and crazy, but you have to read. You read the book. You read the book, then you understand. I swear it has helped me so much, and I've gained so much peace and kind of, apa ni orang kata, detachment lah. Gitu. Sebab when I just solat and I was like praying to God, I just feel like I still had that negative energy.
Because when you solat, like, you still didn't change anything about your... Because like in the end, as Muslims, we believe that we have to like work towards...
Work. Usaha, doa, tawakal.
Yes.
Wow.
Hi.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, so definitely that. And then after that, solat just comes. Solat for me is like more like thanking God now. I have minor problems. Ada. Tapi dulu I remember I would just sit on the mat and I would just complain. I'm like, God, today is I don't know. Now I'm like, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, like, Ya Allah, thank you so much. Like today I got to meet a very nice person. I love that. I feel like when you're like that, then God will just give you more, because you're thankful. So He's like, damn, my humble is so thankful. So I'm gonna give her more. So it's like that, and I feel like in that weekend when I'm always thanking God, my relationship with God is a lot better now. There's no negative energy. It's like sit down. I tell Him about my day. Maybe I'm sad. But after that, like I'm like, thank you. I realized this. Yeah. In more. Orang kata, tak lah, not mature kot, but just more insightful kot.
It's true. When you thank God more, it's like you don't have this negative, because when you like rant, it's like as if you have a negative perception on you.
Yeah.
Because like that's because it's what God in a way.
Because like in a way, when you rant and like nothing changes, you kind of feel like, oh, why isn't like God helping me?
Yeah, I had that thought many times. Kenapa you're not helping me? Bro, see ya God. Cinta. Yeah, I was like, no, thank you. But no. God wants to help you. It's just you. That's why it's like you have to change your mind, how you see things. So that's why the two books that I mentioned tackles the subconscious. Definitely helps, and especially as us women, we're very emotional creatures.
Yeah. Yep.
So we need this. We need this balance.
I feel like we learned so much from you though, Trisyia. Like, do you have any like last words of advice for people like us, like the people who are currently in your past self shoes?
Past self,
Yeah, we're trying to change.
I feel like if you're feeling stressed and burnt out, what you can do is, as I've said, maybe just reassess your environment. That goes from the people you spend your time with, the content that you're consuming, and the thoughts that you're around with all the time. And then realize that prioritize self-care. Realize that balance is important. Prioritize yourself first. Prioritize yourself first, and then once in a while check and see, okay, what color do I like? Yeah. Like, do you even know what's your favorite color? I didn't know what my favorite color was. Because I was like, okay, all my favorite colors, A. A. Yeah. So kind of ask yourself that. Just figure out the small things. Like, what's my favorite restaurant? I didn't know what my favorite restaurant was. I didn't know what my favorite food was. I forgot. I just ate.
Oh, that's me.
That's me though.
See? I just ate to live, to study. Jangan though. This is the small step you can take. Yeah, but yeah. In short, I guess, just prioritize balance, reassess yourself, and follow your bliss. Nothing is worth doing at the expense of your mental health. So always prioritize your mental health and seek help if you need. Professional help, not TikTok. Because I did. I'm still in therapy, and I have therapy actually in a few days. So do that. Yeah, it was nice talking to you guys. Thank you for having me.
Nice talking to you. It's such fresh insights, bro. It's
Oh, really?
super new. It feels new.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Woot woot. Woot woot. Woo. And Hazrina. And Safia. And Nasrin. Woo. So silly.